When you see me walk by in the video, I'm not nonchalantly walking by as if I don't care. I've already attempted to engage with the suspect. As you play the tape forward, I mean, you don't have time to... 3 seconds is like an eternity in that type of situation.
I was able to slip my finger through the ring and pull the knife through the victim's hand.
Wow. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Andrew Noble, the host of the channel, and you are watching a very special episode today. Recent events in our local area in the gym. In the last video that I posted, you guys saw that something happened locally here inside of the gym where one man took another man hostage at knife point, and it really prompted me to want to make a video around spatial awareness and being aware of your surroundings. And one of the guys that you actually see in the video, I've become really close to. His name is Steve. He's a super cool guy, super inspiring. He's a super motivational guy, and anytime I'm in the gym working out, he'll come up to me and he'll be like, hey, you look good. Hey, you keep doing your thing. Or he'll give me like a tip, like switch it up and work it this way. You can build your muscle that way. Just a really cool, down to earth dude. We're gonna talk through the video. I'm gonna introduce you to Steve. I have Steve here. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna walk through this video. But I also want you to kind of stick around because sprinkled through the video, I'm gonna play some spatial awareness safety tips. And when you're out and about at the gym, Target, Starbucks, kind of just to be aware of your surroundings. Without further ado, I wanna introduce you to a buddy of mine. His name is Steve. Welcome, dude. Welcome to the channel.
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate you coming. Appreciate everything. Everybody, this is Steve. He helped out big time in this situation, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to sit down and talk to you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on and explaining more in depth what happened at the Corona Planet Fitness, a gym that Andrew and I have become close to, see each other all the time at, have built a connection and a camaraderie. Andrew said some pretty nice, awesome things about me. Some of it's smoke and mirrors. A lot of it is, a lot of it could be true. What I like about Andrew is he's dedicated, he's constant, he's consistent, he's there, he's committed to his program. Just like me giving Andrew compliments, he gives me compliments too. So I have an investment in this man, and so his safety and his security is a part of my priority, and we'll just get to the video.
What I wanted to do is I wanted to sit down with you and talk about what happened at the gym and kind of where you're at, where your headspace was at, what prompted you to get involved. First of all, what my plan is we're going to walk through the video. We'll watch it together. We'll walk through and kind of you can just talk to me about what was going on.
Okay.
Before the video starts, I actually want to preface, I want to let you guys know the video went viral, and the video is everywhere, worldwide, overseas, and we'll talk a little bit about that later too, but it went viral. And what you guys see here is just a little snippet of what happened. Online, pretty much everywhere that I've seen it, there's a lot of positive comments about, you know, people getting involved in the Good Samaritans, but also you see a lot of trolls talking based off of this little tiny snippet that they saw. And it's frustrating because they don't know the truth. They don't know what really happened. And that's another reason why I wanted to sit down here and actually talk to you about what happened, is because there's so much more out of frame outside of the camera that went down that we don't see.
Yeah.
Your nickname is Muscle out there.
Thanks.
Because you got big muscles, you know.
Good pump.
So that's what I want to, you know, kind of just sit and talk about. But walking through the video, it kind of starts, the guy comes in shouting for water, and right there, I'm gonna pause it, you see Steve walk through the frame.
Yeah.
And it's just very split second.
Yeah.
And people think that you were actually exiting the gym.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I would recommend that most people leave in a situation like that. Safety first, and it doesn't make you a coward for not engaging with somebody who has weapons. You're not a police officer. You're not authorized to use lethal level of force with anybody. And your life wasn't in imminent danger. Anybody else would. So to act upon that situation is putting yourself in a high-risk situation. That's what I chose to do. But what you see in the video and some trolls commenting is, look at this guy with all this muscle walking by and not doing anything. What you don't see is what we talked about. Already had approached the guy, noticing the weapons. And when I had backed away from the guy, I had mentally assessed and played the tape forward in multiple different scenarios. Do I rush the guy? Do I let the victim get stabbed more? Do I rush in and get stabbed myself? Do I put other people around me at harm? I've got friendships in the gym, and this guy could have went crazy on everybody.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Just a little warm-up set. Quick tip about working out and being safe would be, for one, if you have a distraction in your ear, you don't really want to wear both. You want to be able to hear what's going on around you. And That'll make your situational awareness much better. It won't necessarily alleviate any danger, but it'll make you aware of what's going on around you.
I agree.
So as you see me walk by, I'm repositioning myself to flank the person from the rear, to have a buffer between anybody coming in through the entrance or him leaving the entrance. And what I have next to me is a steel table and steel chairs too as well. So I have some sort of blockage that I could have put between me and him if he did decide to run. Or what I was going to do was grab a chair and beat this dude from the back. And if we keep watching the video, you'll see he gets distracted, creates some separation from his victim as he pulls his hood off and looks behind him. He's noticing me. I'm starting to move in on him. And I wasn't going to leave. If you know me, you know I wasn't going to leave. I was just getting a better spot.
Good job, dude. They suck, huh? They suck. Okay, so let's hear about what you would think safety tip.
So one of the things I always do is I always check out where the exits are. Know your exits. So if a situation like what happened comes up, you know how to get out of there if need be. You don't want to approach the situation. And then I always park my car right by that exit. So kind of just always aware of if something were to go down, you know how to get out of the situation. I think the whole thing with you know, being tactical, flanking around the backside is one of the best things to do because he doesn't see you. I'm sure he probably saw you walk by, and that's part of what made the distraction happen, where it allowed the victim to actually act.
Absolutely.
But let's continue watching here. Right there. He turns.
He turns and looks right at me.
Yep.
Turns and looks right dead at me.
Yep.
And that gave his victim enough time to act in accordance to save his own life.
Yeah.
And coming to find out later, right, the guy's in action.
Yeah.
Right.
So a little bit later, I want to say like a day or two later, I got a comment on the video that was posted, and it said that this guy's an actor in India. And so I started doing some research, and it turns out he's an action hero star in India. He plays in movies. And we were talking about earlier in the gym, the training in those action hero movies may have actually saved his life as well, because you know, if they're in a situation where they're acting, the knives might be fake or whatever, but you are actually trained to take down somebody.
Situation's real.
Yep.
The situation's real.
What do we got going on here?
Seated leg extensions, so to target the quadriceps. Another good safety tip in the gym would be work out with a partner, because say I'm working out and I'm focused on my exercise, that person are your eyes and ears in the gym, so I can pay attention to nonverbal communications, which is eyes getting wide open or sudden change of movement, or even a stoppage in verbal communication. It lets me know that there could be a situation going on around me that's unsafe. Don't sleep on leg day.
That was pointed at me because I just told him I sleep on leg day.
For whatever reason, maybe just the instinct that it is for humans to survive, and the amount of courage that it took this gentleman to turn on his attacker. There was that split second that he had to make that decision when his assaulter had given him enough distance and lost his focal point on him, and was able to turn and completely engage in eye contact with me. That guy took matters into his own hands and ultimately saved his own life, and allowed myself and a few other really willing gentlemen to jump in and just be of assistance.
So another cool safety tip would be, even though you might be introvert or extrovert, make friends. Make friends with the people around you, give compliments, develop some sort of camaraderie and connection with them, because they mean something too. And I think that it's a good way to find out if you're safe in a situation when somebody cares about you and they're slightly invested in you, more than just a walk by high type thing, then they'll look out for you.
All the way. Yeah. All the way. You're tucking it under.
Tucking today, Mom and Dad. Hey, have a great one.
You know, you think that you're gonna watch a man get stabbed to death in front of you, you know, and you want to run in.
Yep.
You know, as you're watching it, you want to run in.
Yep. And he takes him down. And right there, you can see Steve jump in. I don't think a lot of people saw that or watched the whole video. They don't see that that's Steve actually getting involved. So the victim was the first person, and then Steve was the second person on. And jumping on the situation and knowing the guy had knives, your first thought was, let's disarm him, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So when he was taken to the ground, the victim was kind of tangled up with him in the chest area, as you can see how he took him down. And so the angle that I was able to shoot in and dart in, I got him from his hip to his legs. And I was kind of, if you watch any sort of MMA, I was sideways straddled across his hip, his back, and one leg of his leg was wrapped around mine. My immediate thought was to go for the knife. And it might be superficial or whatever, but the knife ended up cutting my finger because I went for the knife and I was able to grip the suspect's hand around the handle of the knife. And if you watch further on the news channel, it gives a really good description of the knife. So it's a fixed blade. It's got a little bit of a curve, and at the bottom of the handle is a ring. And whatever the ring is used for, I don't know, but it worked out great because I was able to slip my finger through the ring and pull the knife through the victim's hand.
Wow.
While holding his hand. So I got control of it and I threw it to the right, and somebody else, somebody that was standing by willing to help, picked that knife up. And then I know that there was a second weapon, and that weapon was pinned underneath his body because at this point in time, other men had jumped in and we had him in the prone position where he was flat, face down, two men from head to back to me to another man on a leg. This guy to my left was able to push his arm up under his body a little more, and that's when the hatchet was exposed, and I was able to grab onto the hatchet. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the guy to my right, Ron, was able to assist me in getting that, and then I threw the hatchet, and it actually ricocheted off that bearing wall and almost hit my friend in the leg.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, at that time, I just think to get the weapon away from the suspect. And, you know, you just think in that moment, just get these weapons away. Get the weapons away. You know, hopefully nobody picks it up and stabs you in the back.
Right. Yeah, because you don't know what else is going on or who else is outside, or, you know, apparently the whole situation started out in the parking lot and then came into the gym. And I was saying before, it's actually a good thing that it came into a gym where people are working out, people are strong. If it would have been like a Target or something, you know, who could have been there to make the situation or fix the situation or be there to help.
Yeah,
you know,
100%. You know, you could play the tape over and over again, Andrew.
Yeah.
You can think, should I have done this, or what if that way went this way? And the fact of the matter is I truly believe in my heart, and after all the training that I have had in my life, that it went down the way it was supposed to go down. And for whatever reason, God, the universe, had placed it to where there were people willing to act. And again, I'm not going to put it out there and tell you that everybody needs to act. There were a lot of people that did their part by not acting or inciting the guy to become more violent. 100%. You know, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have riled that dude up. And the element in this situation, which is really particular and quite different than other situations, is when you have a person holding another person at knife point, most of the time they haven't already committed the violent act on that victim. This guy has already committed a violent act, which means the level of likelihood for him to commit violence again on that same person or others, me and you, is very, very high. He's already stabbed or tomahawk smashed this guy to the face with one or both of his weapons. So it's there, it's present. It's not a threat anymore. It's a hostage situation. Right. You know, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's just super crazy.
So as you're working out, what are your thoughts if this took place at your home gym?
You know, at first I was a little scared to come back to the gym. I think really ultimately is, first thing that pops into my head is my daughter and my family, and it really prompted me to do the things I kind of already do, but just kind of hypersensitive to that because, you know, now it's super close to home and it can happen at home. So really just making sure that you are aware of your surroundings and are ready to, you know, fight if you have to, or flight if that's going to keep you safe. So
right on. Thanks, man. Good depth.
You know, or somebody made a joke or something funny, and I want to be a part of that too. I want to be a part of that too.
100%.
I don't live my life for dangerous situations. I'm not some psychotic junkie.
No, we go there to be fit and to live a good, healthy life, and we have families and we want to
Yeah.
spend as much time with our families as we can, our kids. In a situation like this, you just act. And then that stuff kind of just gets put in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
I commend you for it and thank you for it. And a lot of people, you and the other guys, everybody that got involved, I commend for the courage to jump in and handle the situation.
I appreciate it, man. If you were to ask me, would I do it again? I mean, I'd like to say yes.
Yeah, and I truly believe that the victim is the one who saved his own life.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Had he not done what he did, it wouldn't have ended that way.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't know because it didn't happen that way, right? Like, I don't know what happens when I die. I can believe one way because I've never died before. So you're never gonna know. And he took his life back. It took a lot of courage for that man to make that move and make the decision. Hey, I don't give a shit, excuse my language, about what may or may not happen here. I'm gonna act. It's my turn to act, and it triggered a response mechanism in me to act too. So I'm grateful he did something. You know, I think that's what we go to the gym for. We train and we train and we train and we stay healthy. I think looking good naked is one thing. I think being healthy and agile and mobile and not living a sedentary lifestyle is another. And then, you know, just all around wanting to help and protect, you know, people that you care about.
Yeah.
Whether it be like a high or buy thing, but I know, you know, we spend a few minutes each time we see each other at the gym, and it gradually increases to more time. And then today it's working out together, and you know, now I'm here at your lovely home with the Fairline behind me.
Beautiful cars.
Best part of the video for me was the opportunity to explain why the big guy walked by and didn't care.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time and sitting down with me. And, you know, I'm sure you got contacted by media and all that, but, you know, sitting down with me, I appreciate it.
All exclusive for you, bro. Yeah, I didn't want to talk to the media. I didn't want my side of the story being chopped and screwed. Or I didn't want some depiction of me being some hero. I'm not a hero. I'm not. The hero of the story is the victim. I'm just somebody that was able to assist as much as I could. That's it. And, you know, if it happened again, I'd hope that I'd have the opportunity to do it again.
Yeah.
You know, if my wife or my kids are around, I'm not so sure, man. I mean, I'm not so sure. There's so many different elements that take place. But I am who I am. I got off that treadmill. I walked up. I looked at the situation. I backed up. I reassessed the situation. I walked by him to get a better position. And when the time was right, I acted. And that's all it really is. And in a nutshell, that's all it really is. And, yeah,
well,
man.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. And I really hope that you guys watching, I hope you guys learned something from the video about being aware of your surroundings, and anything can happen at any time. Going into the gym, going out to eat, you never know what's going to happen. So I hope you guys learned something from this video too. And thank you, Steve, for giving me the opportunity.
Of course, yeah. Doesn't mean don't go to the gym. Go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Shit
yes.
can happen anywhere.
Yep. Go to the gym. You want to stay healthy. So
Appreciate it, Andrew.
cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, you guys, I want to thank you for tuning into this episode. I really appreciate it so much. If you learned something in this video, give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you have some tips that you want to share down in the comments, please comment them down below and I'll join in on the conversation. Check out my social pages, Andrew Noble on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Always remember, you are the maker of your own story, so don't forget to make it legendary. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Nobody likes lakes.
No, you're
and
right.
if you like lakes, you're a sociopath. Like, you're actually f***ed up in the head. So, but however, they're necessary. Necessary strength for agility, mobility, power, rate of force production, all of it. All of it's going to come from your legs.